Alright, I know it's been a minute. So here we go. Hey loves, I have a couple of lock updates. So let's go ahead and talk about the locks. As you can see, it's been 3 years. Actually, a little bit over 3 years. My ends are still loose. I still have loose ends. I only 2-strand twisted the ends to kind of help tame them down a little bit from the frizz. I've talked about this before. Anytime you have loose ends, it's going to require a lot of time and patience as far as trying to detangle your ends. So kind of remember how your detangling process was when you were a loose natural. It's the same thing with your ends. You're treating your ends differently from your locks, obviously. The products you use, combing the ends, and that does take time. After my last retwist, trying to comb out my ends and use additional product on the ends and just making sure that they look manicured to the way that I wanted them to be, it took an additional 2 to 3 hours on top of the 2 to 3 hours that it takes me to retwist my hair. That literally took all day. My whole day was spent maintaining my hair, washing it, retwisting it, and then combing and retwisting the ends. I'm glad I did try out my loose ends. I am thinking about allowing about 70 to 80% of my loose ends to relock back up by just leaving them as is and letting them lock up how they did when I started my starter lock journey. I just allowed my 2-strand twist to lock up on its own. Just allowing them to do whatever they're gonna do and keep a few of them, at least 20% of them loose, so that I can have that variety. Also, another lock update. Many of you know that when I first started my lock journey, I started off with 96 starter locks. I did not like the way that the locks were framing my face, so I went ahead and restarted a new set of locks probably like 10 days later after I started the first one, and I had 160 locks. My size were a lot smaller as far as the thickness. The size were a lot smaller than the top and the back, and I actually fell in love with the thicker locks that were on the top. Now that my hair is 3 years in the process, people have asked me, have I experienced any thinning with my locks? And yes, I have. I have experienced some thinning. Ironically, I have not experienced thinning with the smaller locks that are on my sides, which I thought I would experience that. But the locks on my sides have maintained their size. But as far as the locks that are on my crown and the locks that are in the back, those locks have started thinning. And trying to combat that or fix that problem, I have started to combine locks. Instead of crocheting 2 locks together to create one, I did the 2-headed dragon method. So I have a lot, well, I have a few 2-headed dragons in here. And when I say 2-headed dragons, that is combining 2 locks, whether one is thinning. You take a thinner lock and combine it with a thicker lock, or a lock with more strength. The locks start to combine near the roots, and you kind of allow the rest of the lock to be individuals. So when they talk about the 2-headed dragon, I'm going to show you what that looks like once I find them, because I know I have about, well, here's one that's all the way in the back. So this one is a 2-headed dragon. This is one lock all the way here, and then here's where it splits. So this one right here was the thinner lock. Whenever you crochet hair, like if you were going to add additional hair and crochet it up here, I kind of just took one and crocheted it underneath, and then I did my retwist, and it's been able to stay that way. So that's one. I have several more. in here. Here's another at the top. So this is one lock, and then it splits here. This one was the weaker lock, and I just combined it at the root area. So now that it's stronger. Some people cut them off, and then some people leave them. I chose to leave mine. I still technically have 154 locks because I do not cut off weaker locks. I still color my hair every 6 months, roughly 6 to 7 months, roughly. I still love my locks, and I have no regrets as far as getting them. I have no regrets as far as doing them myself. It's a learning experience and everything. I've had a beautiful journey, and I am excited to see what else they can do. Although, ironically with Locs, I have not been styling my hair as often as I did as a loose natural, where I used to style my hair weekly. I wear my hair up for work, and when I'm out, I wear it down. So I have not styled my hair as much, but I know that I would like to start experimenting or introducing some new hairstyles to myself within this year. There are other questions that I get. My locks do not feel heavy. As far as keeping my hair moisturized, I do the same process, whereas I use a spray water bottle, spray my hair, and then apply a light oil on top of that, and that's it. The oil that I like to use is Talia YG's African Healing Oil. And as far as my retwisting routine, it's about the same. Although I do not use a product to always retwist my hair. Sometimes I'll just do water and an oil, and that actually works. That holds my retwist for a very good extended period of time. I think I'm going to start transitioning to that route where I'm not using as many products, because it works and it's less product buildup. Even though I don't have as much product buildup with the Lock and Slay hairspray or hair product that I use to retwist my hair, I don't have much product buildup with that. Now that I know through trial and error, I know that I can still achieve the same results with only using water and oil. I'm probably going to go and stick to that route. But I will continue to use my Lock and Slay until I run out of that product, and then from there on, I'm going with water and oil. I wash my hair, I'm not even going to lie, I wash my hair probably every 4 to 6 weeks. I wear a bonnet when I go to bed still. I don't do anything additional to my hair. I wear a bonnet, a satin silk bonnet, and I wake up, shake the hair out, either put it in a bun or wear it down. My lock journey has been beautiful. I had intentions starting it off that it was going to be beautiful, and I kept with that same mindset that it was going to be beautiful, and it has been beautiful. My whole entire lock journey. Even the ups and downs, you know, it's still beautiful. So as of right now, I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to address the thinning and the crown area. Whether I'm going to try to combine more locks, maybe that will transition me to start combining all of my locks to make them thicker, or what exactly I need to do. If you have locks and you have some sound advice as far as what worked for you when you had thinning, or what I could do to address that area, please leave that in the comment section down below. For some reason, the crown just does not feel as full as my sides. I just want to make sure I can go ahead and try to fix some of that before it gets worse. I will see you guys in my next video. Until next time, you guys, bye-bye.